Did you see Tom Cruise was upset? The late night host did. Stephen Colbert, and I love this joke. While he was on set, Cruise noticed two crew members, standing too close to another in front of a computer screen, violating the movie's strict COVID-19 safety protocols, which, to be fair, are hard to see because they're ghost protocols. That's so good. We should just stop. All right, that's your comedy news for today. Trevor, now some people are saying this is a bad look for Tom Cruise, but I disagree because, yeah, he's mad, but it's for a good cause. It's like getting recorded screaming, "You guys are in big trouble if we don't get these toys to the children's hospital. I want to see happy kids, and you'll never work in this town again. You're angry, but for the right reason." Trevor again, but for real, if anything, this should teach people just how serious this corona stuff is, because remember, Tom Cruise is not scared of anything. The dude hangs off the side of a plane like it was any other Tuesday. He's even brave enough to put his dirty shoes on a black woman's couch. Fallon, yeah, wow, if Cruise worked at the White House, we could have had the vaccine back in April. Fallon, for the last 9 months, that's pretty much how Dr. Fauci has felt on the inside. Fallon, what's amazing is when Tom Cruise delivered that rant, he was hanging off a 163-story building. Stephen Colbert, now as intense as that sounds, and it does sound intense, that's just the audio. He said all that while halo jumping from a C-17 onto the minute hand of Big Ben. Yes, Tom Cruise does all of his own rants. Colbert, now the recording goes on for more than 3 minutes, much like the Mission Impossible franchise itself. It gets kind of repetitive, but it never lets up on the adrenaline. Tina Fey was on with Fallon. Did she save a man's life? According to her version of the story, she said she heard someone crying for help and called the police. When the police arrived, it turned out to be a man who had become separated from his kayak after it had turned over on the Hudson River. Tina said she'd been drinking coffee outside a house she'd rented with her family when she heard the noise. "I heard someone going, 'Help!' And she wasn't sure if it was a person or a bird, and she summoned the rest of her family inside. They heard the noise again. The cops took off, and we found out a couple of hours later it was a guy who flipped a kayak in the Hudson and was floating. They found him a mile north in the river." Does the Hudson flow north? Yeah? I don't know. Hey, Eddie Izzard is more manly than me. Now, humble brag, I have ran one marathon, the New York City Marathon, once. Eddie Izzard has announced he will run 31 marathons in 31 days in January. Holy cow. As part of his Make Humanity Great Again campaign. I ran mine, humble brag. Did I mention I ran a marathon? Hey, did I ever mention that I ran the marathon once? I destroyed my knee. My knee hasn't been right since. 31 in 30 days. No joke, buddy. It's part of his Make Humanity Great Again campaign. Each treadmill marathon will be followed by a stand-up gig that will be streamed from the Riverdale studios in West London. Don't eye roll treadmill marathon. You get on your treadmill and do 26.2. And I think last year he did these on courses and he traveled from city to city. But, you know, COVID and stuff. Each treadmill marathon will be followed by a stand-up gig that will be streamed. A limited number of audience tickets for groups of 2 to 4 will be available for the gig series, which is called Still Standing. The Make Humanity Great Again campaign will raise money for charities supporting disadvantaged and vulnerable people. You're encouraged to join in virtually over Zwift or Zoom. Are you hip to Zwift? Zwift is like, it's your iPhone app, and there are virtual courses, and you run with people. It's actually really good. When I'm on the treadmill, humble brag, did I ever mention that I ran the marathon once? But I love it on the treadmill because you'll like race against other people, you know, like you're home and on your own treadmill and they're somewhere else. But like it gives a sense of community. And believe me, when a cartoon runner passes you, it makes you feel lazy and you speed it up a little bit. Viewers are encouraged to join in virtually over Zwift or Zoom as Eddie runs the marathons. Each run will take the theme of a different city, a nod to Izzard's past challenges, which has seen him run marathons in various international locations. See, I didn't make that up 2 paragraphs ago. Last February, Eddie ran 29 marathons in 29 days, plus an extra one back in London. He raised 140,000 pounds. We got to raise more for this guy. If he's going to run 31 marathons, 140,000 pounds, we got to do better by this guy. In 2016, he ran 27 marathons in 27 days across South Africa and 43 marathons in 51 days in 2009. Wow. His statement, Make Humanity Great Again, stands for unity, the sharing of beliefs, and the power of human beings uniting across the continents and around the world. As a campaign, it seeks to promote a fair chance in life for all, particularly those who experience disadvantage and discrimination. Nice job by Eddie, trying to make the world a better place, which dovetails nicely into today's sponsor. Today's Daily Comedy News is brought to you by Free Lunch Coffee. Let me tell you about these guys. They're on a mission to end hunger from the lives of young children. That's where it caught my attention. I I was, candidly in the marketplace where I was like, hey, I wonder what sponsors are out there. And I immediately reached out to Free Lunch Coffee. Their mission is to end hunger from the lives of young children. I was bouncing around their website, and they say one bag of their gourmet coffee provides 10 meals to children in the schools of South Africa. They give 50% of the money they make to end hunger from the lives of young children. I mean, this is a good thing. You're drinking coffee anyway. Why not have good coffee and help children in need? When you buy one bag of Free Lunch Coffee, you're providing 10 meals to children in need. And Free Lunch Coffee gives away 50% of the money they make to end hunger in the lives of young children. How cool is that? They've also got some really cool custom-made mugs and tumblers. Each mug provides 10 meals, and tumblers provide 20 meals to the children in need. So not just a great cause, Free Lunch Coffee has great coffee that is specialty grade, certified organic, and fair trade. They offer a 100% money-back guarantee for 30 days. If you don't absolutely love their coffee, they'll give you a full refund so you can keep the coffee too. Yo, there's nothing to lose. Get some coffee. Help some kids. I'm going to give you a code in a second. Pay attention. Free Lunch Coffee is offering a 10% discount to the loyal listeners of this podcast. Use the coupon code Johnny at checkout. Again, freelunchcoffee.com. When you check out Johnny, as in Johnny Mac, that's me. Come on, help some kids, have some coffee. This is a good thing. Again, let me read it to you again. When you buy one bag of Free Lunch Coffee, you're providing 10 meals to children in need. Freelunchcoffee.com. Use the code Johnny. Pauly Shore is back and more bizarre than ever. Apparently, he's got a new show set to premiere on Netflix. It's called Guest House. Pauly stars as Randy Cockfield, a hard-partying layabout who refuses to leave the guest house of a dream home recently purchased by a newly engaged couple. Pauly is proud of how raunchy Guest House turned out to be, but he says, I love the director and everyone went hard R. It's a hard-rated R, and I thought that was cool, especially for these times. Everything is so sensitive, so I was pretty happy that everyone went the way it is. That'll be on Netflix December 18th. Hey, that's today. Hard R. So does that mean like lots of boobs? I guess we'll have to watch this and find out. Speaking of boobs, Revenge of the Nerds is coming back. Seth MacFarlane is reviving the Revenge of the Nerds franchise. Don't get too excited, though. This from Variety. The upcoming version will not be a remake of the 1984 comedy, which has not aged all that well. Instead, the contemporary reimagining will pontificate about today's nerd culture and what even constitutes a geek in the 21st century. Don't make it. We don't want, Revenge of the Nerds shouldn't be like Patton Oswalt telling us, see, Star Wars is cool now, right, Brian Posehn? Just don't remake it. Speaking of remakes, also from Variety, a sequel series to Night Court is in development at NBC because everybody is completely out of ideas. The new multicam show would follow unapologetic optimist Judge Abby Stone, daughter of the original series character Harry Stone, as she follows in her father's footsteps, as she provides over the night shift of a Manhattan arrangement court. She tries to bring order to its crew of oddballs and cynics, most notably former Night Court prosecutor Fielding, played by John Larroquette, coming back for some reason. In case you're wondering why Harry Anderson isn't part of this, Harry passed away in 2018. Night Court originally ran for 200 episodes, 1984 to 1992. It won 7 Emmys, including 4 for Larroquette and Best Supporting Actor. I don't know, do we want Night Court with Harry the Hat's daughter? No, we don't, right? No. From Deadline, Wayne Brady is set to top line in an autobiographical hybrid comedy in development at CBS. A lot of news into Christmas, huh? In an interview with Access Hollywood, Wayne Brady spoke about how his personal experience being part of a blended family during the pandemic helped shape the idea for the series. He said he's been spending a lot of time with his ex-wife, her boyfriend, and their daughter while in quarantine. It's been natural for us. We didn't need quarantine to do this. We've been doing this all for Mally, that's his daughter's whole life. Now we have a sitcom we're working on with our friends who are the showrunners over at Will and Grace, Tracy and John. That's their names. We're writing a script about our life as a blended family. We call ourselves the Core Four. From Deadline, Christopher Storer will direct Universal Comedy's Worst Man. That stars Colin Jost and Pete Davidson. The wedding comedy follows a soon-to-be married couple and the family dramatics that ensue just weeks before the ceremony. I feel like we've seen that 5 million times. Kristen Wiig is your host of Saturday Night Live this week. I'll have normal episodes for you this weekend. A couple best of 2020 lists again. Some good stuff there. No word yet from Netflix on the development of Adam Sandler's The Potato Chip Murders. Still hoping that comes to fruition. I would love to see it. That's your comedy news for today. Follow the show on Spotify. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Support freelunchcoffee.com. Use the code Johnny, and I'll see you tomorrow.